What's up YouTube? This is Kyle Fonger from Vapor Hut, driven by you, fueled by vapor. And as promised, this video is going to be a review of the Bambino RDA by Wismec. Now this RDA reminds me a lot of the Derringer, but with a few different features that in my opinion make this a better option if you're looking for a nice small RDA. One of the coolest features of this RDA is this anti-leaking design of the airflow. Basically, and we'll see all this in the close-up, but basically you have your sidewall of the RDA and the airflow sits just on the other side of that, so it kind of comes in and up and over to your coil. So if you're tilting your device back and forth, the liquid, even if it was pooling in there, it's not gonna, unless you tilt it all the way sideways or upside down, it's not gonna be able to go over that wall and out the airflow. So I really like that. That was the one thing that's kind of deterred me from going back to RDAs, is the constant need to have a handkerchief on you or a paper towel. And tanks were just so much more convenient and so much cleaner. And now with this, I feel like I can throw this in my pocket and not really have to worry about juice leaking all over. So let's go ahead and dive into the close-up and check out the Bambino by Wismec. So here's the packaging that the Bambino comes in. Alright, we got our nice little RDA. Let's see what else she comes with. Got a little bag of screws. So no flathead screwdriver, no extra O-rings, none of that good stuff we're used to finding, no blue screwdriver. But extra screws is nice. On the bottom it says manufactured by Wismec, designed by Jabo. This is the same guy that designed the Tobe competition ready RDA, and this is either a gold-plated or brass firing pin, and it is adjustable. Now, one interesting feature of the way this RDA is designed is that this top cap doesn't actually sit on the deck itself. It sits on the deck or the lip of your battery or mod. So that means you can actually push this through, and it will go ahead and it'll pop this top cap off if you were to keep pushing. So when it's on a device, it's fine. This just goes all the way down and sits on the device itself. But when it's not, it's kind of odd how you can push this all the way through, but not a big deal. Let's go ahead and take a look at the deck. Got a nice little cutout of a juice well there on either side. And for being so small, it actually holds quite a bit of juice. On my 0.25 ohm build, 6 wraps of 24 gauge nichrome, I was getting at least 7 hits or so before it started to look dry. So this RDA has 1 center positive pin and 2 negative screw heads that are just going to screw down onto your negative leads. Nice big screw heads, so you won't have any issues of your wire popping out from under these. It holds them nice and snug. Dual O-ring, so I do find the top cap stays on extremely well. Now this RDA has something akin to an anti-leaking design feature. So as you can see, normally you'd be able to see right into your coil through your airflow. But on this one, you have to kind of look up at an angle to be able to see through it at all. There, we kind of can at the top. But it doesn't mean that the airflow is cut off completely. On an angle, you can kind of see there's almost like a little bit of a gap in between the top cap and the sidewall of the RDA. So this sidewall, there's a little bit of a lip here. So basically the airflow comes in and goes up and over this sidewall. That means if this juice well is full of juice to the brim, unless you tip it so it can go over and out, it's not going to leak. Where normally, if it was all saturated, it could just fall right out the airflow holes. It's not going to on this one, because you have that little bit of a lip that blocks the airflow, but not so much to hinder the airflow itself, but rather just to kind of reduce how much splash can get out of the airflow holes. Now, one of my favorite features of this RDA is this. Top cap, this is nice and snug, and the top cap pops right off. So you can see in there, you can see how dry your cotton is, juice it up, pop your top cap right back on. And this is a 510, so you can attach other drip tips to this device. Like so. Looks a little goofy, but hey, it does reduce the heat that's produced by this small chamber. All in all, I really like this RDA, the Bambino. I think Jabo did a really good job designing this. It doesn't leak at all. The top cap does get a little warm, but if you throw a drip tip on there, you're going to be fine. The juice wells are good size, and it's very easy to build on this deck. Right now, the Bambino is going for $39.99 here at Vapor Hut. So basically, you can get this whole setup for about 80 bucks without a battery. Pretty good deal, if you ask me. It's a really nice mech mod. It's a really nice setup. I definitely can see you putting different RDAs onto this battery and different batteries onto this RDA. But as a whole, I really like this thing. And like I said, this has gotten me back into mech mods. So that's the Bambino by Wismec. Honestly, this is one of my favorite RDAs. I don't have much to complain about with this, other than the drip tip can get a little hot if you're building down to around 0.2 ohms. I did find that this drip tip is a 510, so you can take another drip tip and pop it on top, and it looks a little strange, but it does eliminate any of that heat. So other than that, I really love this thing, and paired up with the skylight on, it looks nice, it feels nice, and it performs excellently. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed this review of the Bambino RDA. This has been Kyle from Vapor Hut, driven by you, fueled by vapor. Have a great day, guys.